Our enemy is not lack of preparation. It's not the difficulty of the project or the state of the marketplace or the emptiness of our bank accounts. This is the Matt J. Hannam Show, where I have candid conversations with inspiring people and turn topics inside out to help you grow your business and create more freedom in life. Okay, here we are. Our enemy is not lack of preparation, hey? Well, that hurts. And hey, I'm just going to start by reading that again. So welcome to the show. This is an Inside Out quick bite episode, and we're going to talk about doing the work. So our enemy is not lack of preparation. It's not the difficulty of the project or the state of the marketplace or the emptiness in our bank account. The enemy is resistance. The enemy is our chattering brain, which, if we give it so much as a nanosecond, will start producing excuses, alibis, transparent, self-justifications, and a million reasons why we can't, shouldn't, won't do what we know we need to do. Start before you're ready. The enemy is resistance. Literally, that's the dust jacket cover of a book by Steven Pressfield called Do the Work. In fact, on the front of the book, it doesn't even say, on the back of the book, it says do the work, but literally that's enough. So this is just a quick review of this book, which I have handy pretty much at like all times. And Steven Pressfield is an author many times over, fiction, non-fiction works, but many people in the creative space or business space would have heard of The War of Art, definitely. And it's a little book in many ways. It's not very tall, it's not very wide, it's not very thick, but the truth is I can barely read through it without having to stop and do something. It tends to motivate me that quickly. Which is pretty cool. Maybe I actually should read it more often. But it generally makes me sit up very quickly and just go and do the thing. So I must do the thing. The thing that is a bridge, the thing that is a next step, the thing that I'm probably putting off, and I'm finding every excuse. And ironically, even today, well, actually it's tonight, and I was meant to record this podcast today. This podcast is another example of just not doing the work initially, and then just thinking, I've got to do this. I've got to get this done. There's always a family reason, or this reason, an email reason, a work reason, or something else. And I made a mistake in this instance by just not actually structuring the exact time I was going to go and get it done, and prioritizing it and making it work. But here I am. It's a little later in the night. This episode will still go live, and I'm doing the work despite the resistance, the distractions, the things I let get in the way. But the book sort of goes through a few things, and it's like quite powerful, pointed, and jumps right at you. But it goes through the concepts of sort of identifying your enemies and your allies and how to be more effective. And, you know, we are our own worst enemies. Our families and friends and people around us can sort of become the enemy to getting it done, not our enemy, our enemy to ourselves, but I guess the distraction, a time distraction or otherwise, creator of some other excuse or reason for you to not get the thing done. And I really find this super powerful with creating content, because I'll always tend to push things back, and especially my writing. I'll always go, I don't have the time or this or that, and don't do what I would like to do during the week. And that lack of formal structure, I suppose, helps. Yeah, I use that as a crutch to then not write. And then, it'd be a month later and I was like, oh, I haven't got any further with that chapter, or haven't done the thing, which takes me longer actually to sort of get back within the process of that art. And so it's really quite crazy to think about how much resistance we have, particularly against those kind of things that we know are the things we should be working on. We know they're the things we should be doing. And We come up with 1,000 reasons, excuses, conditions that we have to complete, fulfill before we can get going. The next section sort of jumps into the concept of excessive preparation, overthinking, and working without this structure, and how they're all massive barriers. Again, I'm the same. I really can maybe not go with excessive preparation, but I probably think about it a lot. I even do it with episodes like this, and I've now started to just record these even short bursts, one take. It is what it is. So I can't go, I mumbled for a little while. I didn't know what I was talking about. Start again. I'm just doing these one take. And there's really nothing wrong with that, providing authenticity in what's going on as I'm thinking through these topics that I talk about. And because I could excessively prepare, certainly I could overthink. And the structure is a problem. And now you may have noticed this is quite a simple structure over the last few episodes. And I've really even dialed in the fact, my team aren't involved in helping me do much of this. I'm recording, pressing music, turning things a bit on and off. Simple things, but before they weren't things that I was doing. So I've now created a little structure that makes it very easy for me to work through it and get these podcast episodes going and live. And those are remarkable in their effectiveness. But overthinking is definitely a crutch for me. And that's sort of, I need these little structures to help me drag through and get the things done, because I create resistance. Wow. And do I create it strong? And maybe you do too. So the silver lining, I guess, of all of these things is as you sort of work through and overcome more problems, you tend to find them easier to overcome again in the future. And I think that's especially true in business, because in business, there's always something new. There's always a new challenge, problem, whether it's people, clients, finance, you name it, it's there. Legal contracts, whatever it is, marketing. And you learn to just know that you'll gradually be able to overcome these things. And that, over, I guess, almost the last 15, maybe 20 years of being in and around businesses is the confidence that you didn't quite realize you had. And I think that's the key. In business, you just have to. You have no choice. You have to get the issue solved. I find with content, you can just put it down, and especially like writing or otherwise, and just get on with other things. I mean, obviously that's not because it's what I do as my main full-time income at this particular point in time anyway. But, with business, you just have to overcome those challenges. And this book is a real reminder of just actually stepping up and doing the thing that you need to do, like right now. Like right now, whatever time of day or night it is, you'll feel better for just doing it. So I think that's the thing. Whether you want to write, whether there's a business issue you need to solve, whether there's a conversation you need to have, doing the work, stepping past the resistance. That resistance right there, according to Steven Pressfield, is the enemy. And I tell you what, I feel it. I believe it. It makes a lot of sense in my day-to-day business, personal life, everything else. So I highly recommend buying the book and, Do the Work by Steven Pressfield. But I'd do that straight after The Thing. The Thing, it might be a bit scary. You might be bad at it, crap at it. Maybe you want to write, but you can't write. Maybe you want to create some social media content, but you can't do that. Maybe you need to have this conversation that you've been sort of really struggling to get your head around having. But the scariest thing of all is maybe being 6 months or a year down the track and you still haven't done it, haven't started, haven't just got going before, as Steven says, start before you're ready. You'll never be ready. I never feel like I'm ready, but it's just something that has to be done. So that's it. Thanks for listening to the show. Hit me up on Matt J. Hannum on all the socials or otherwise. And what is that one thing? Reach out to me. Let me know if there's a thing. I'd love to know if you just stepped up and did it. Even better, let me know about that. But do the thing, do the work, buy the book, and I'll see you next time.